Hi, this is Mrs. Clinton. I'm excited to talk to you about what I'm passionate about.
All right, so what are you passionate about, Mrs. Clinton?
I am passionate about mining for Herkimer diamonds.
How did you first become curious about mining for diamonds?
Well, I actually saw it on a television show that was on Travel Channel called Cash and Treasures. And I saw this entire show about this place in New York State called Herkimer and some of the things that you can find at their diamond mines. So it really interests me, and I always thought it would be a really great place to go someday.
Once you knew you were curious about mining for diamonds, how did you gather information about it?
Well, I did a lot of research on the internet, and I talked to a lot of different people. So Google was my best friend, and YouTube was my best friend, because I wanted to find out as much as I could about how to find them, because I'd never been there before. I also needed to know how to get there. So I think I used MapQuest on the internet just to see how long it was going to take. I didn't know what to bring. I needed to find out, what happens if it rains, what tools. Just never have been there before. I kind of needed to know what to expect.
Okay, so once you learned more about mining for diamonds, how have you shared what you've learned about this passion with other people?
Well, it's kind of evolved over time. So first of all, I would bring in whatever I would find, and I would just share it with my friends and say, look how cool this is. This is so neat. And it ended up being one of those things that I just kept going back because I loved doing it so much, and I found different ways of mining, and whether it be taking a hammer to a rock and breaking things open, or shoveling dirt in a bucket and then sifting it, or just picking things up off the ground. Then I ended up having a massive collection of these diamonds, and so I sort of needed to do something with it. And I'm a very crafty kind of person, so doing more research, I found that I could take things and wire wrap them and make jewelry if I needed to. And that evolved, and I did a lot of research on how to do wire wrapping and trying to figure out how to deal with these beautiful things that I found in the ground that I really don't have to do anything with other than display them. So that turned into making a lot of jewelry and then sharing it with my friends. And then it turned into maybe I should go to a craft fair and display my stuff. And so that has happened, and now I sell my jewelry. So it sort of has evolved from a small project of look what I have to being able to make something that people really enjoy.
Okay, and your last question, what advice would you give someone who was just starting to pursue something they are curious about or interested in?
I would say that you really just need to be able to go on your instincts, which means, go with your gut. If you're really passionate about it and you really want to know what's going on or how things are made, or if you want to make something, really try to figure it out. I think the more information that you find, the more passionate you get into it. I love making jewelry. I never thought I would, but I needed to find a way to display stuff. So here I am, I'm trying to do things, and now I find new ways of doing things. And I would also say don't be afraid to explore and try different things within that same topic. So if you're passionate about, I don't know, feathers, for instance, what can you do with those feathers? What are the purposes of the feathers? what can feathers do that are different than everything else? You know, what are some of those things that kind of answer some of those questions?
Thanks, Mrs. Clinton.
You bet.